Good evening, Susan. Good evening, Janet. Good evening, Hazel Brainbridge. Oh, from a sunny Menorca. And the wonderful Julie Temperton. Oh, fantastic. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Art of Crafts. I'll start that one again. Redo it. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Art of Craft Saturday Night Live. I hope you're all well and dandy on this day. I hope your weather's been as nice as it has here. I've been this close to actually, literally like that close to actually being sitting outside and reading my book today. I haven't because I've been crafting, because I can't stop. But I was very, very tempted. I hope everyone who's joining us on Facebook and on YouTube, let's have a quick look. See, yes, we have got people. Hello, YouTube. Remember, Evening Mary on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, I can't see your comments. So if you've got any questions, comments, anything you want to do, anything you want to add to this brilliant crafting community that we have, which is the Art of Craft, and John Next Door, and Crafts Too. It's a sort of big amalgam of a big, I'd say big family. It's quite a small family. Then please pop it in comments. So good evening, Denise, who is babysitting her 3 grandsons, so bribing them to keep quiet. Is it with chocolate, Denise? Because that's what used to happen to me. I used to get 1 chocolate bar a week. It was brilliant. Oh, and the lovely Carol's on. So if you're joining us for the first time, and if you're not, a couple of reminders. So you're joining us for the Art of Craft Saturday Night Live. And the Art of Craft is the direct place and the official home of John Next Door, Press Cut, Crafts Too, 2J's, Craft Artists, all of our brands. So it's our official home. And Saturday Night Live is all about new products from some of those brands, but also some amazing bargain deals, which is what we've got for you tonight. We've got some amazing deals. And as you can see above my head is the web address if anyone wants to look. I will run through everything we've got tonight in a minute. And then, of course, demonstrations, because we are... I feel like Charlie Hopkins when I say we're all about demonstrations, because that's what he always used to say. But we genuinely are. You're joining me here in the Craft Cave, says John, taking things down that shouldn't be out or be visible and putting them somewhere weird. But you can see, normally I try and tidy it. Tonight I haven't. It's tidier than it normally is. So you're joining me in the Craft Cave live here in Sheffield. So if you have got any questions, comments, anything you want to say, pop over to Facebook and pop your comments on Facebook, because I can see them there and respond. So what are we doing tonight? Well, tonight we've got a really good range of things that, to be honest, I didn't know existed. I'm going to click on the first one, and I'm hoping I get this one right, which I haven't. Is it that one I want? Let's see. It is, because this one is limited stock. And the reason I wanted to go through this one first is it's limited stock. So what are we talking about? Well, I'm going to show you. I'll hold up one to show you. See there? This is something I didn't know that existed. And these are not brand new. So I'm not going to pretend. That's why you've got an amazing discount. This bundle is, it says save a tenner. That's on the last known price. That's not actually on the original recommended retail price. But I know you've seen, I think quite a few companies have done like the Better Press thing of dies that stamp and die cut or just stamp. Well, these are from Nellie, and these are from a few years ago. So I didn't know that she possibly came up with it. I don't know. But this bundle, these are amazing. So that die there. So that die there has a separate die to cut out a circle mat layer for it. But this circle itself cuts out. That produces that, just with the addition of some ink. And that's it. And you've actually got not just, it's like it's been letterpressed. So it's not just you've got it inked and coloured. I mean, look how staggering that is. And the full colour, it looks as if it's white on yellow. It's not, it's on white card. But it's also embossed. So you've got that beautiful smooth thing. I'm going to show you the other one. So I'm going to run through the bundles. Look at that. You can get those 2 tones. I'm going to show you how to do that. Don't worry. That's what we're going to be all about. But so there are quite a few different options tonight. But the reason that I'm saying about this one in particular to start with is because this one is limited stock. It's already been selling through the day. And I don't want anyone to miss out. If you really fancy that one, then you want to get that one in your basket. This one is £12. and it is literally for both of them. So you're going to get the circle with the daisies, but you're also going to get the circle with the floral print. Now look, I haven't even cleaned this. This is how much I like these. These are, they are amazing. So I showed you the 2 samples I got with that flower. I want to show you a couple with this. But look at that. I mean, that, you can see the depth. You can see that it's embossed. So you can ink over it. I've also got a feeling that you can foil with these. Now, if you've got one of those, like the Go foil machine, I think you should be able to foil with these. I don't know. I haven't had time to check it. So I don't want to say you definitely can, but I think you can. A bit like you can do better press with glimmer plates, and you can foil with better press plates and things like that. But show you this one. That was the first one I did. I actually love the way that, because there's a couple of ways you can do it and press on quite heavy and get some of the colour in the background, which I like, or you can press on quite lightly and get none. So that is your circles. That's your first bundle tonight, and that one is just £12, and that's for both of them. So you're saving over £10 on that one. Then the next one, I think this one is really clever, and I only got, because I'm going to demo the second one live, I only did one of them, but these, they both come with multiple dies. So one is a zigzag, and can you see it's a beautiful, like a zigzag, but it has zigzag dots in there. This is a Christmas one. No, we're not supposed to say this earlier. Elaine, wow, they are stunning. Oh, already ordered, but only now do I understand. Wait till you see the demos. These are just, honestly, Elaine, I'm so glad you managed to get them if you got the daisy one. But these Christmas ones, so that one is like, this one could have been designed by me, because look, it's stags and deers going round. It's stags and deers going round. Margaret says she's having difficulty finding us. Margaret, we're in the same place. So 6 o'clock on a Saturday, we're here on the Art of Craft. 6 o'clock on a Sunday, we're on the craft store. 6 o'clock on Wednesday, we're on the Art of Craft again. And then 7 o'clock on Wednesday, we're on John Next Door Official. So hopefully you can find that. So the second one is this trees. And this has got like, it's almost got like Christmas trees, but it might not be. But look, the circle dies have got dots in it. Now this one is $14.30, and that is for all 6. So it's the 2 plates in the middle plus the outside pieces. It is amazing. But look, this is the first one I did. So that is just using one of those sets, and all I did was put a little bit of red ink onto the die, run it through on craft card, and then cut out the matching dies that go with it. But look how beautiful those matching dies are. I like it for those. But this one, I did it twice, and I used my circle dies. So I did it in red, then I did it in green, and I just cut one of the circles out using a circle die to add a green layer in. Love that. And this one, this is the waist. So this again is just white card with that die used on in green. How stunning is that? I mean, I just think these are just amazing. So I haven't done the Christmas tree one, so I'm going to pop that one in front of me because I want to demonstrate that one. So that is our second bundle. Then there's a third bundle. If, like me, you're into circles and squares, then this is the one you want, the squares one. So this, you've got one square, and again, it has a plain outside square. Karen, could you use your embossing ink and then the sticky embossing powders to foil? Of course you could, Karen. Yeah, this will work with any ink, just like a normal one. So basically, yes, you could use your embossing ink, your sticky embossing powder, and then foil it that way. Yeah. And this one I love. Look at that. It is a beautiful pattern that pushes in. It's like having stamps and dies together in one. I know we've done a couple of bits like that, but nothing as good as this. So that is our third bundle, and that one is just £13.20. Again, you're saving, when we say saving £10, that's £10 on the last price that we had it on at the Art of Craft. It's not necessarily the RRP, because to me these are £15 dies. I don't know if you've seen the price of some of these plates, but they're crazy. We've also got, oh, I didn't show you samples of those, sorry. Love these. Look, now we've added on a couple of the flowers from last week. I will show you them on the overhead that we had just on the end that I didn't really get to demo. And I've used one here, but look how pretty that is. Just coloured with the pens coming tomorrow. But look how pretty that is. That's one of the squares. Here's the circle, again with one of those stamps. But I love that I've got that sort of like random cross hatching inside. But again, if you're careful with your ink, you don't get that. Here's again just pushed onto our canvas card. So some of like the craft coloured canvas card. Absolutely beautiful. And I know it sounds weird. That's my favourite. That is a men's card. That is a Father's Day card. You could add some flowers, some leaves, some decoupage, or leave that as it is. See that I went a bit mad. I've got a thing about squares. And then that one, just where I've used 2 inks. But I'm going to show you what inks I use and everything. And I've tied it in with the new Belinda flower and the leaf sprigs for the mini machines. So that is our squares one. Then there's 2 more. And these are bigger backgrounds. And basically, you can see here, so it's a choice here on these. There is Lattice. You know, I love a Lattice. To get your flowers and things going over that, that is just beautiful. That, I reckon, is one of those that would foil beautifully. But again, I haven't tried the foiling. So I don't want to say to you, oh, yeah, it will foil amazingly. Because it will, I don't know, I haven't tried it. And then there's this one. Love this. This was the first one I used. This is the first I took out of the packaging. And that is almost like, sort of like leaves or ginkgo leaves in a trail. Love that one. And again, separate outside line dies on each of them. So you've got a matten layer for each one of them. So those are the different options. They are just £7.15. So let's go, where have I put, oh, there it is. I've got to show you this one. These are just £7.15. So if you're looking for something, you want something that's just that little bit, you know, that just to throw in your basket. Because remember, it's free P&P over £20. Look how gorgeous that is. I've used that with one of the peonies from last week. Now, I don't know if anyone, don't forget, because of the bank holiday in America, your peonies might not be out yet. But the strangest thing is ever, look, that is all made with white card. Everything on there. If I can fold one of those leaves back, I bet I can't. Oops, I'm trying. Oh, there. Yeah, look. All white card, just coloured in the same colours as I used for that background. Yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. And then here I used one of the stamps from last week. If you missed out, we've got these back again tomorrow. Coloured again with the new pens. But that background, I love that background. I did one here and I haven't finished it because this was going to be a demo. I'm going to put a flower on it. But those are just £7.15 each. Now remember, it is, as I've said before, free P&P on anything from the Art of Craft over £20. So I'm going to move you to the overhead because I want to show you the 2 flowers that we've got that I've used on the cards from last week, that we've just put them on the end. I didn't even demo them or anything. These are the matching flower and die sets. So there's the sample I've done. And these are all priced individually. So I don't know off the top of my head. I'm supposed to check, I'm sure. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh. This one's £4.50. That is crazy. If you're going for one of these backgrounds, throw one of these 2 in. Definitely. You want to get it up to that £20 because you want to get the free P&P. Because P&P is £3.49. And you don't want to pay £3.49. You might as well. If this is £4, if you throw this into your basket, it's costing you basically 51p rather than paying the postage. As long as you're, you know, to take it over that £20 is crazy. So you get the beautiful stamp and the die to cut it out. And then you've got the other one, which I've used on this one, which I absolutely adore. Can't say words like this, but I think they're so clever. So here we've got the flower cutout. And again, you get the beautiful flower. And I can't pronounce what this one's called. I should be able to. It's a Vicia sempium, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Again, you get the fling and the die. And that one is just £4.50. I think. So again, worth throwing in, because if it makes your budget, if it makes you go over the £4, then if it makes you go over the £20, it means you've got free P&P. I'm trying to do too much together. I really, really am. So the best thing for me to do is to show you how these work. And I thought one of the best ways to do is I'll show you. Oh, my thumb, thank you, Karen. My thumb is a lot better. The long condomy thing is off. I've just got a plaster on it now. It'll be getting some air probably tomorrow. But the plaster keeps coming off, so I put some pink tape on it because that keeps it in place and reminds me to not press down with my thumb because it's hurty. So, how do we use these? And what do we use? So, what you want to use when you're using something like this, so when you're using a stamping die, is you want to use something like a dye-based ink. And they're all different. So you can use your fusions if you want to. You can use your, you can use absolutely any ink. You can use your distress inks. You can use anything that you want to. But you will get the best clean results from a dye-based ink. Now, I think it's Spellbinders who do like the Better Press system, which is the same sort of idea. It's just a metal plate that stamps. These happen to cut as well, which I think is really good. They do their own inks for them. They're just dye-based inks. So you want something like your Eyes Ink dye-based inks, or what I've been using because of the colours and because I'm cheap, is I've been using my mementos. I'll show you my drawer. Look, I'm terrible. I'm a collector. I have to have all of them. So I'm using the mementos, and the reason I'm using memento is because it's a nice, easy, dye-based ink that sticks, that goes down, that dries relatively quickly. So it literally dries relatively quickly, but also they're only £2 each. So if there's a colour I want and I need to add another colour on because they're so beautiful, then all I have to, it's only £2. So I've got a, I mean, yeah, I've put some more here as well. You see, look, I've got a collection of these. I love these. So I went with memento, but I don't want you to think you've got to just use memento. That's what I use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the large rectangular plate, because I've just checked and the circles are sold out. So I don't want to sort of, demo the circles which I'd prepped as the sold out, because that really, really annoys people. Remember, everything that we've got on these Saturday Night Lives are limited editions. Once they're gone, they're gone. So once they've gone, that's it. We don't get any more in unless we find a couple more. Oh, Marina got notification this morning that her 2 guillotines will be here on Monday. Oh, that's brilliant, Marina. So we'll do simple colour, and what I'll try and do is that same colour selection that I did on the yellow to orange. So here I've got memento in dandelion, so I'm using a yellow. But look, watch. All you do is rub over. And I'm just going to rub over everywhere. That's it. You can see why you want a nice firm dye-based ink pad. But also, if you use something like these little mementos, it's just right, okay? And then I'm just going to take this one, and this one is called Morocco. And I'm just going to put some at the top, like I was stamping, and put some at the bottom. Yeah, so I'm inking a stamp, I'm tapping. Now, the other reason I like to use a memento is normally you don't go in with a lighter colour again. I can because of the way the pads are built. Yeah, so look, all I'm doing is just softening that edge, but look, it's not really making a lot of difference to my pad. And then this could not be any easier. All I have to do then is take a piece of card. I've got normal 250, 300 GSM stamping card. I'm just going to put my die down, tape it down like I normally would, put my plate on top and run it through. It is as simple as that. No harder to turn than a normal die. But look there. I've got to show you front on. Look how beautiful that is. So not only is it all inked and stamped, but it's also faded and blended in. That's why I used a dye-based ink, and that's why it works really well on a die, because obviously the ink is not going to dry on the die. So you can take, let's use those two blues actually, but we can go a little bit crazy. I'm going to use 3 or 4 blues, so you don't have to be original and traditional. Obviously I've got a card already. I've got a card all ready to go here with flowers and everything, so I will make that up in a few minutes. Right, so Deborah, do you have to use stamping card? No, Deborah, you don't. Oh, Erica, hello, hello, Giggleswick. I got to do this one. Hello, Erica in Giggleswick. It's still here. Sorry, Erica got us a mug. Has all my brushes and pencils and it gets used constantly. Sorry. So, no, you don't have to use stamping card. What I'll do is I'll grab some of our coconut white essential card, because I don't want anyone, you know, I don't really think, oh, I've got to buy anything new. Can we use your inks on the dies? Of course you can, Michael. You can use absolutely any inks that you want to. Yeah. So, oh, so Susan Clamp, so tired today. I keep dropping my phone when I nod off. Yes, you can use absolutely any ink. I mean, Michael, you're probably aware of the Better Press system. Similar idea. You get different effects with different inks. That's the only difference. So what I'm going to do now is just putting on a few different colours of blue. So I'm using Danube, Nautical, Teal Zeal. And you can, as I say, spread it on or just tap it on. And I might actually, to change this up a little bit, I'm going to grab Olive Grove, a greeny coloured one. And this is so much easier than using a stamp, I find. Really is. So if you're one of those, you like that stamp look, but you're not keen in stamping, although you want to see the stamps tomorrow, that we're launching brand new and exclusive, just take that one down. So this is on Coconut White Essential card. Different inks and different card will give you different looks. So that's always worth remembering. So all I've done there is just added in, there we go, into my die cutting machine, normal sandwich, everything as normal. But yes, any ink you can use, Michael. There we go, look. But look at that. And again, I'll show you forward. But look how pretty that is and how that comes out. And it's about how we offset them and how we use them. So that was using one of the rectangle backgrounds. We've got those beautiful 2 pieces. What I thought I would do is, as I said, I haven't used this one, and this is one of the Christmas ones. So, or they didn't call them Christmas. It's me that's actually called them Christmas, but they are really. What time tomorrow, John? So 6 o'clock on the craft store, we'll be launching the new watercolour pens and 2 new stamps. And if you get the bundle, you actually get a free stamp. You get a £7 stamp free. So, oh, what someone said, I managed to break the handle on my Kaleido. Just go onto the Art of Craft website, just go onto the normal website, and you'll be able to get one. If you can't see them on there, just just give them a ring after 10 o'clock on Monday morning, and they will tell you exactly where to find one. So, I haven't used this one, and I thought I would show you from scratch so you know that, again, I'm not doing anything amazing or special. And I'm going to start with just using 1 shade of green. So I'm going to use Cottage Ivy. Yeah. So all you do, literally, rub the ink over. That's it. Oh, this is a nice pattern. Yeah, so rub the ink over. I'll go again with a piece of our essential card, so you're not having to use anything special. So this is our essential coconut white card, and I'm just going to pop that one down, tape it down, and that's it. So no, Marina, you've spent enough with your thingies and everything, but wait till you see tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say. So just going to run that through. Michael, it's only 228 days till Christmas. Wow. I can't believe that. I am still working on Christmas. So here we go. I don't know if you can see, but it's actually put, you've got the impression on the other side. So just grab my 4-in-1 tool and take these out. Look. I got a piece of stone stuck in it. But look how beautiful that is. And of course what we've got is the 2 dies that cut it out as well. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to play with this in a slightly different colour. So I've now got my red. Actually, I was going to do 2 different colours. So I'm going to take my red. And I'm going to put that in the centre. Then I'm going to take my green. And you can see now why I'm using the memento. And work that round the outside. So I can get different colours. Again, grab a piece of essential card, or stamping card, or watercolour card, whatever you want. And all we're going to do is to put that down. And then top plate on, so normal combination of plates. Let's bring that up a little bit. And I'm just going to run that one through. Julie's just apologised. So don't worry about being late. Me and Sammy don't mind, honestly. And Julie and Leslie. No, not Leslie. Who else is it? We've got our Janice Lowther. Evening. Don't worry. You don't have to be here on a set time. We're not watching to see who's watching, honestly. Although I am. No, I'm not really. Because you can be watching us here on live or on YouTube. And I can't tell on YouTube anyway. So, you know. And I can't really see here. Oh no, Janet's lost her bank card, bless her. You see there? Love that mix. Love that mix of all that level of detail. You know, you could struggle to do that one. So, but you've got the 2 pieces that work with it. So, if I'm going to grab a piece of red and I'm going to grab a piece of green, these are just, again, our essential card colours. I can mat and layer it perfectly. Everything's included in one. So let's just cut this down as per usual, 5 3/4, so I know I'm not wasting anything. We'll have bigger in green, and I want the bigger in red and the small. No, I want the bigger in smaller in red and the bigger in green. But you're getting beautiful dies in here. So, and again, just going to run those through. Then I will show you the other Christmas one. Honestly, I've prepped all these demos. Seems to be, I say that every Saturday. I've got to stop doing it. I prep the demos and then I answer questions and we seem to go off a little bit. Oh, bless, Marina's been playing with a scan and cut all day. How have you got on with it? Sammy uses ours more than I do. In fact, I've not actually used it, to be fair. Sammy's the only one who's used it. It's mainly for cutting out stamped images for boards. But, you know, I know that they're really, really good and really useful for a lot of people. But you see there, all included in the same die set, we've got all of this. I mean, this would normally be a sort of 14.30. But look, you've got... And then that goes on. But what I actually like about this is you could hand cut out those circles. They're sort of like letter pressed in. But you could hand cut out the circles or use your nesting dies to cut them out. But that's how we make something like that. But it's just so detailed. Let's try and show you front on. I always get the camera angles wrong. There we go. But you see how pretty that is. You take out that outer circle. In fact, to be honest, I wouldn't even call that Christmassy. Yeah? No, I'm with you, Leslie. I didn't. I got mine as a real deal. But that's exactly how we did that. So I'll show you that one in a minute, because what I wanted to do now was to show, because I've had to change it because of the demos that I've got. Let's go through one of the squares. Where have I put those? So let's go through one of the squares. Here we go. Then I ought to make these up into cards. Sorry, see, I'm on the wrong camera again. One of these days I will learn. I really will learn. So, there we go. But I love that look. But this one has got flowers on it. And I think this is really cute. So this is one of the 2 square set that we've got. So again, these are the same, 1430. Yeah, Emma, our one of that has not been used for weeks. Had it for years, but joined the club to learn more, but having major problems with homework, waiting for a reply from Mel. Bless. If you struggle, let me know and I'll message her. But yeah, we had the maker and we got rid of that one. We sold that one off because it just wasn't, it just didn't do it for us. So again, love, beautiful print on these. Really easy to use as well. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to change my colours this time. So I'm going to go for, this is Sweet Plum and this is Lulu Lavender. And then I'm going to do one and we're going to emboss it because I think that's what someone asked and I wanted to show you how that actually works. Oh, Belinda couldn't get my Belinda flower dye today at Motorcycle Museum. She said the Art of Craft wasn't there. I didn't know if they were going or not, actually, to be honest. So, all I'm going to do is, same sort of idea. This time I'm doing it in stripes. And I'm just striping across like that. I didn't realise the Motorcycle Museum was asking. So, was on today. Was asking. I don't know why I said asking. So I'm just doing stripes down. But I hope you can see they're a lot easier to use than stamps. Don't know why, but they are. Did I not send you the Belinda flower, Leslie? I'm really sorry. I get lost on who has what and things, and I'm not good at sending stuff out. In fact, I'm terrible at it. Going in with the lighter one. Here we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to go in with the darker one. So nice and simple, but the thing is with this, I know it looks a mess, but you don't have to worry. If you do cut out the circles and do you could do a pyramid card. That's a brilliant idea, Carol. And of course, Karen, and they'll stay the same every time. Because it's not a stamp, it won't move about. Because it's a die, and it gives you, I wish we'd got Feely Telly or Feely Facebook, because if you could feel the inset, we might actually show you. We're going to try doing one with the we're going to try doing one with embossing powder and embossing ink in a minute, because somebody asked. Oh no, but it's okay, I've got an order for Penny when I get home. Oh bless. Oh Chris, I know that Mark, who usually does the Motorcycle Museum on his own, has really damaged his arm and his shoulder. So I think it's illness that it's not been there. I don't think he'll have been well enough by now. So I'm really sorry. Can you see that? Doesn't that look really 3D? I think that it has that beautiful impression. And what you do is, I just framed it with one of the 5-inch frame makers. Yeah, and just added a little bit of colour onto it, and then added some of the Belinda flower and the leaves on that one. Oh, Leslie was going to demo, but she was in Dubai, of course. Yeah, Leslie, Mark's not very well. He's hurt his arm while he was on holiday and he's really struggling. So I think that's probably why they weren't there. So let's see about embossing, because we had that question asked. I've got so many pieces now to make up into cards. Where's that beautiful first piece that I did? I'm trying to... Honestly, I put things in such... I'm such a messy person once I start crafting. I want to find that beautiful oranges colour. Oh, there it is. Love that. Absolutely love that. I think they're just so cool. So, but let's have a go with embossing. And you can get that faux foiling lark. Now, I reckon you can foil with this, but obviously it means having to try and find out, get my foiling machine out and things like that. I perhaps should have thought about trying that, but it's been so busy. So I'm cleaning. I know, me cleaning. So I'm cleaning my die. So this is one of the squares. So this is one of the two squares, 1430 for both of them. So, okay, so 1430, 18. Oh, yeah. So you could throw the stamp in and a glue glaze and you get it all free P&P for like 20 quid. That's worth it. So I've just cleaned the stamp. I've used a little bit of hand sanitizer. Yeah. And I've just cleaned it down with a cloth. I don't ever use kitchen roll because I think it's such a, it's a waste, and I don't want to, you know, it's such a waste of paper, but also it leaves bits of fluff. So I find one of the, you know, the boxes of 4 microfiber cloths, I just buy one of those. It's so much easier. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do exactly what, and if you suggested it, please message me or put on comments and tell me who you were, because you know I forget, even though I really should know, but I forgot who said. So please message and tell me who you were. I'm going to take a piece of stamping card for this. So I'm just using normal stamping card. Could be anything. You know, I get it really cheap at things like the Motorcycle Museum. So I don't spend a fortune on it. So what I want to do is, first of all, I'm going to be embossing. So I do want an anti-static bag. If you're embossing, use an anti-static bag. It makes a real difference. Now ours is designed to have a really tight weave so it doesn't put powder everywhere. So I always stab it with my 4-in-1 tool, my poker tool, to get some powder out, because it's not magic, you need the powder out. And then I'm going to take my embossing ink. I'm just using our standard Craft Artist clear embossing ink. Yeah. Emma, when will the new pens and stamps go on the website tomorrow? They will go on tomorrow about lunchtime, Emma. We'll put a post out as soon as they go on. But they will go on tomorrow lunchtime. They're so easy. If you've ever struggled, Emma, with your colouring, they make it so easy. Sarah Jane's just joined. Probably she's been to a pirate event to celebrate Pirate Festive in a local town. Oh, Sarah Jane, we need to know what town. So all I've done is ink that with my embossing ink, but I think it's gone everywhere, to be honest, because I pushed down. So we're trying out an idea someone asked, and I'd rather do that and let us know and work it out together how we can make this work. So let's just, again, onto the card, onto your normal plate, top plate on, and run it through your machine. So if anyone's got any other questions, honestly, fire them in. So I'm running that through once because I don't want to juggle the image. But let's have a look. So there we go. Ooh, I can see it's gone in, but I don't know if there's any spare anywhere. So now... Oh no, what's Mary happening? What you done, Mary? Watching from a hospital bed, having a broken arm and dislocated... Oh, Mary, I'm so sorry. That happened to my mum. She fell in a shop over some hand sanitizer. And she was in agony, bless her. So, all this has got on is just normal things. So let's take, I'm trying to find, I don't have a posh metal. Sorry, I need some new, I need some decent metallic embossing powders. I wonder if we've got any Ising ones left. I might have to go through the Artcraft site to find them. It's in Brixham. I've been there. I think I've been there, Sarah Jane, to that festival many, many, many years ago. And there's an antique shop we ended up buying a beautiful driftwood table and chairs from many years ago, probably 30 years ago. Probably not that many. Well, at least 25 years ago. So yeah, all I've done then is just put embossing powder in, as I do normally, and then I'm going to heat emboss it. Remember, when you heat embossing, heat gun on first, heat it up, and that way, if you haven't got the magic mat, hold it in the air, because don't forget your desk won't take it. I'll hold. Oh, but that's really working. I don't know if you can see, guys, but that is working. So yes, you could get a faux foiled look by using embossing ink and embossing powders. So takes a little time, but then it's going to look like you've got an enamelled embossed letterpress panel. There we go. But I love the idea of faux foiling, so I'm going to see if I can find my gold, and we'll do it on one of the Christmas ones on craft card. So yeah, you can see there. Let's hold it forward and let everyone see. I've switched cameras again. So you can get an almost like a foiled look or an enamelled look. Yeah, oh yeah, it was there, definitely, because it's when we went down to Torquay. I remember that. Sorry, leaving it on there as I go to the back. How much? Oh, yeah, I've got quite a bit of gold. Have I got any silver? I don't think I have. That's terrible. I need silver. Right, so I thought I would use the other one, which is, I've got to be fair, is my favourite from the sort of festive set. So from that festive set, this is my favourite because it has the deers in it. And it has those leaping deers. And it has the zigzag outside, which has such a beautiful little stitch detail in it. Yeah, so we're going to do it with that one. So I'm going to take that central die out. I'm going to clean it again. And I know this is weird when I say clean, but I do it. Look, see how mucky the cloth is. So, little bit of hand sanitizer. Could you can try, Sandra, using the Kaleido ink. Yes, I don't know if it will transfer, but give it a go because it should be beautiful. It shouldn't dry on the metal. Yeah. So, yeah, give it a go, Sandra. I think you should be able to. So I've just taken all of the ink off because obviously I don't want ink on when I'm doing that. And I'm going to grab myself a I'm just going to grab myself a square of craft card. So this is one I'd already kind of got prepped. Because you've all changed it, because all the circles I've got demos prepped for, and the squares are the ones that you've all sold out. So just remember, everything I'm using tonight is available on the Art of Craft. So we have got, now the squares have sold out, the circles have sold out, the lattice has sold out. So those have all sold out. So we've got the Christmas squares left and that beautiful background that I used. We've got that one. There's still some stock left of that one, and they're just £7.15. Or there's the festive set that I've got, that I'm just using now. So just to warn you, there is only a handful of these left. If you fancy that one, I love that one. This could be used all year round. That would actually be really nice for Christmas as well, wouldn't it? A nice, clean and simple Christmas card just with sort of Merry Christmas from the Handy Sentiments and a Christmas flower on it. Oh, I'm going to keep that one. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do with that die. That's what I'm using it for. I'm going to keep that for my Christmassy card. So I've got a piece of craft card and I'm going to do exactly the same. So, Julie, what's gone on? There's been an unexploded bomb or something. I do love doing these lives. It's so much more interactive than when we used to do just telly, because all I'd hear was the same lovely voices. I had some wonderful friends that worked there, but they, it'd be one voice in my ear. Whereas it's nice to see all these different things, all these different people talking. It's great. So again, I'm using embossing ink pad. I'm using my clean one. And what I mean by that is I have a clean embossing ink pad for doing clean things. And then I have a dirty one for using, you wouldn't believe that's an embossing ink pad, it is, but that's when I'm doing the technique. So like when I'm doing the techniques of trying to get different colours to ink, then that's what I'm doing. So what's Julie put? Excitement in Norfolk today. Someone was fishing outside a pub and pulled an unexploded World War II bomb. Oh, wow. I'm glad that didn't explode, but oh, I wonder if that's going to be on the news. So exactly the same as if using a stamp. Remember, there's a lot of flat areas on this. So just like when you're using a stamp that's got a lot of sort of bold flat areas, give it a good inking and don't be afraid of inking it. It's clear. Let's get it everywhere. You can see that it's kind of sticky ink almost. It's picking it up. Oh yeah, they're waiting for bomb disposal. Oh, it's brilliant. Well, not brilliant, but it's a wow moment, isn't it? So then, doesn't have to be straight in the middle, remember. This is going to cut out as well. So just going to tape that down and then run it through. Just like that. So exactly the same, normal sandwich, everything we'd normally do. So the good thing about these is you don't need to have a special like additional bit to put in. Any die cutting machine that will work on. Sometimes I didn't quite get why they have special plates for them. So I can see there already that embossing ink has worked. Like a watermark. That's pretty like that, isn't it? That really is. But let's grab it onto a piece of paper. And then here I've got gold. So I'm using gold, fine detail gold embossing powder from Ising. Still my favourite embossing powders. You know, even though we really don't carry a lot of them anymore, it's still, you know, it's the best brand I've used ever. So tap off the excess. Pop it away back in the pot. I like that, Karen. Karen says, who needs news? We have it all here. Yeah, we do actually, Karen. You're right. And then I'm giving that a good hit. I'll show you. I'm giving that literally a good hit off air to get the excess off. Because what I don't want for that is to have all the powder stuck on it. If it's not stuck now, it's not stuck. It's the best way to think about it. So let's go down. Again, make sure I'm heating my heat gun. Look, oh wow. Oh, I love that. And I'm doing one of the hardest things, which is using craft card, which powder does not want to stick to. So what we'll do now is, next I'm going to do it onto normal card. Yeah, so whilst it's worked, I don't feel I've got enough. Yeah, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing again, but this time I'm going to do it onto a plain white card and see if that sticks a little bit better. So this is trial and error. This is all working together, because this is, again, these are none of the demos. I mean, look, I say this but look, I've got boxes and trays all ready of everything prepped to demo, and then I end up changing it. So talking of demos, I'm going to show you at the end of the show this month's Zoom card. So there are spaces left on the Zoom class if you want to join us all for the Zoom class, which is 2 weeks today, and you will receive the die that you need for it and all of the prints cut and all of the pieces, and then you'll join me and all the rest of the girls and guys, this is not just ladies, on the Saturday for 4 hours of crafting with all of us together on Zoom. So you'll get to see all the angles in here, but I'll also get to see you. You can ask questions, you can talk, and I can hear you this time. It really is an absolutely fun day, but I will show you the card in a minute that we're using for that. So this is going down onto just normal white card now, nothing special, nothing amazing. You know, not really expensive or anything, but I'm hoping, I think I gave that one too much of a whack and didn't give it enough time, but it's worth trying it out. So we found on white card using a normal powder it worked perfectly, which was that piece. It's not really stuck very well onto the craft card, so I'm trying the gold again on white, and I can see then what the difference is. So again, there's my piece of card. Yeah, I'm going to show everyone the sample. I love that one. Once you do that, the gold in place behind the circle frame, and use the gold mirror card. Oh, and gold mirror card dogwood flowers. What a brilliant idea, Leslie. Ooh, yeah. Actually, what I haven't tried are the beautiful new Belinda flowers, named for our lovely friend. It's Leslie's friend, really, but I hope she's my friend as well, Belinda. But I bet they'd look lovely in mirror card. Oh, Janet says you loves the Zoom workshop. I love doing the Zoom workshop because I get to see everybody, and I am such a nosy person that I really do. That's got a real Greek sort of key look to it, hasn't it, at this moment? Really is. Very, very clever. So let's bring it down so it's a little bit more easy to watch and fun to see. And then taking the heat on. That's better. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so perhaps don't try craft card. Go with proper normal white card. But yeah, it's like a faux foiled look. So thank you, whose idea that was. I should have written it down, I really should have done. So there we go. Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum. So remember, this is just one. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that. That is, look at that. Oh, that does look foiled. That's come out amazing. Leslie's right, because of course you've got the dies that go round it. So I could cut a flat layer out in white, cut a layer in. Oh, I haven't really got time. Where's my gold mirror card? I'm just going to wander off while I find my gold mirror. Oh, let's try that. And I've done it again. I've left it on the camera so you see me wandering off to my card selection and stuff. But that's, you know, to be fair, that's what we're like. So, but I don't know. I don't even think a stamp would achieve that. I really don't. And I'm not saying that for effect. I don't think. Emma, I don't know. Honestly, Emma's just said, well, somebody said, I'm not saying who. Emma, honestly, the Zoom class is so easy because you don't have to have your camera on, Emma. So you don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to let anyone else see you. You can just watch and craft. Quite a few of the ladies don't have a camera on. and you don't have to speak, you just craft along with us, but you get a video at the end. So the next day, a couple of days later, you get a video link telling you how to make the full video filmed in here just like this, showing you exactly how to make the card and written instructions with photos. But honestly, Susan, Emma, give it a go, because it's a great fun day like doing this, but instead of just watching, you craft along. But you do not have to have your camera on. You do not have to speak. You do not have to do anything at all apart from craft or just watch. Our Hazel does it every month or every other month, because we only do it every other month. And she never makes the card. She just watches and then she makes it afterwards. But, oh, I love that. Just with some flowers. But yeah, if you don't mind, give our Nicola Leishman a private message and she will tell you all about it and she'll give you the full confidence. Because as she said, you don't need confidence, hon. We're too busy crafting. Oh, nobody worries about anyone else. There's only, unless you are John and nosy at people's craft space. Yeah, to be fair, Emma, it's me that's nosy. Nobody else is. Nobody else is. They're too busy. Andrew's just said Zoom class is so much fun. You feel like you're in a classroom with everybody else. But you can be one of those people who sits at the back and listens. So look, I just love that. I will make this into a card. I will make this into a card with some flowers. But that's how easy it is just using. And that's just, I only used like one of the die sets from this offer. So remember, everything is available on, get the right thing, everything is available on the Art of Craft. You can click on the link and crock through. Marina said she doesn't talk on it. Is that you do it, do you do it, Marina, and not talking? Me, oh no, me not talking. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we also mute all the mics, so you don't worry about it being a massive cacophony. People only speak when they need to say something. So that's tonight's offers. If you can join me tomorrow night at 6. I haven't got a sneaky peek anywhere. They're absolutely beautiful. There's 2 new stamps and they're amazing, beautiful new watercolour pens. If you've ever struggled with watercolour or colouring your stamps or just making backgrounds, you will absolutely love these. So if you can join me at 6 o'clock on the craft store tomorrow, we'll try and share it on here. I am going to give you a little sneaky peek. That is the Zoom project. And what we do in Zoom is something that you can't just work out. So you're going to get the die to do all of this and all the pieces and everything. But this is like a magic card, because if you look, but watch what happens. That bit folds forward. That bit opens, folds back, and you've got a secret message inside. And so you're going to learn how to do that. And watch, I love this. It's how you're going to learn how to put magnets in your card as well. So we'll make that together. Flowers, leaves, mechanism, everything, all together on the Zoom class. So if you're interested in the Zoom class, click over to the Art of Craft and have a look. And we'll learn together how to do that one. But if not, if you can join me tomorrow night at 6 o'clock on the craft store, that would be amazing. And remember, the Zoom class there, a couple of people saying that they like the Zoom class. Remember, it is an exclusive project. So the project we do on the Zoom class, the video and the instructions are not available to anyone who doesn't do the class. Sorry. We've got to be fair to people. So you'll only learn how to make that card by doing the class. But remember, you don't have to join in on the day. I know our Junie isn't. Our Junie's going to be watching it on the video and making it the next day. So you don't actually have to join in on the class. You can get the whole package. You'll receive your dies, free P&P. So you receive the dies you need and all of the pieces. And it's really good. But as Nicholas says, anyone scared of a Zoom class, you're all here with the crafty family at the same time. It's really good. But thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you can join me at 6 o'clock tomorrow on the craft store for a brand new launch. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.